Hello everyone, this is Father the Everchosen, back in Total War Warhammer 2, and we're going to be doing something a little different today. This is a quick battle that I fought on the 5th of May, and I thought it was a good quick battle. I ended up saving it, and uh, I would really appreciate your feedback on whether you like watching me go through the process of picking my army and then real time, you know, planning out my movements in the battle, or if you'd rather see something like this where I've got, you know, the battle's already been fought, I can zoom in, focus in on different units, and kind of give you an early doors look at, my enemy's army, and we can get, just a different view versus, the active commander being, the Monday morning quarterback who's gets to watch the film back. So we're going to jump into this in just a moment. I'm going to go through my opponent's army and then I'll go through my own. But we've got the Dark Elves here. They've got a Black Guard of Nagarond here. They've got 3 units of Bleak Swords, a Hard to Death Executioner, 4 Dark Shards with shields. They've got the Blood Rack Shrine. They've got Malus Darkblade, and they've got a Sorcerer with the Lore of Dark Magic, and we'll go into slow motion. She has got Doombolt and Soul Stealer and Blade Wind, and she's got, I think, every spell in the Lore of Dark Magic. So we'll go back and pause it, and then we'll quickly look at my Tomb King's army. We've got King to catch the Scorpion Legion right here in the front, 2 Skeletal Spears, and we've got 2 basic Tomb Guard, each of them ranked up to Bronze Tier 2. We've got our Necrotech on foot right here in the front, the Blessed Legion of Plakath with 2 Skeleton Archers for support, the Chosen of the Gods Ushabti with Great Bows, and 2 Ushabti with Great Bows flanking, and Khatep on the Casket of Souls. So my thought process for this was, if they did bring big monsters or cavalry or chariots, the Ushabti would be here to take it out. Any foot infantry would be taken out by Khatep, and anything that gets close will get singled out by these skeleton archers. The Necrotech is just a decent foot combatant and can heal up my Ushabti. I also have a Tomb Prince up here in the front, and he's got the Blade of Khatep, and that was to single out any lords or hero characters that he would be in combat with, to drop their armor and physical resistance. So clearly my opponent's army was, obviously they weren't going to have the foreknowledge, but having the Ushabti and having Khatep on the Casket of Souls, it's just going to be devastating. So we're just going to start this going real slow, and the first move my opponent makes is they get this sorcerer, or the sorceress, out here, and she gets just singled out by these Ushabti with great bows, and she just, her hit points just start getting deleted. Now eventually they do pull her back, but we've got Khatep over here already with 13 kills. The second volley, boosting him up by another 22 kills, and I was able to move back the Ushabti enough where that Doombolt didn't hit right behind my skeleton archers. I lost 1 unit model of the Ushabti, but I wasn't too concerned about that. I was more, I wasn't really concerned at this point about anything. My opponent, instead of rushing forward, ended up keeping his units tightly packed and repositioned, and then came in for the attack, which if he would have spread his units out a little wider, because every volley in here, anything that's missing is ending up hitting high value targets. I then go ahead and take the Ushabti and start targeting down this Blood Rack Shrine, And even though they don't have the anti-large, they've got armor piercing, and they just start tearing this Blood Rack Shrine apart. I do believe that I switch targets and start taking out the Sorceress again. But this whole time, Khatep has racked up 138 kills and is still climbing. And at this point, my opponent hasn't even reached the front line. I trigger my Sandstorm here, damaging these Harganeth Executioners for, I don't know, probably about, well, and it doubles back, so right around 1,000 hit points. And then at this point, these Bleak Swords and these Bleak Swords just, they don't have a prayer against my, even my basic infantry, because I still have them being so heavily supported. I then have the Tomb Prince engage in combat here, and at this point, the Tomb Prince is not going to win against Malus, but with the support that he's getting from the archers, and I think I'm dropping a few spells on him as well. But then we have Malus turn into Zarkan, and I go ahead and put the Necrotect in there to start helping out the Tomb Prince. But at this point, it's really over for my opponent. They really only have this Blood Rack Shrine, and they've got some rampaging units, but the Blood Rack Shrine drops. My Tomb Prince ends up getting killed, but they really don't have the infantry support. And at this point, I start targeting Zarkan with the two Ushapti on the flanks, and the Chosen of the Gods end up starting to target these retreating units. So they're not coming back, and it's really just Malus at this point. So Malus is in here. He's on Khatep, but the Necrotect in here is a decent enough melee combatant that Zarkan just isn't a threat. Which I think my opponent, could have succeeded with this army if he would have just spread it out and maybe not committed that Sorceress so early. But all in all, I think it was a good play on my part. If you've been watching the channel, tend to favor ranged units, anywhere from, just the basic archers. I really like Khatep. I think that I have the most success with him, and the Ushapti with great bows just have a very, very respectable range, and they're highly accurate and end up just hitting like a truck. So if you look through here, Khatep walks away with 213 kills, which in a just shy of 700 unit army is devastating for one. I know he's a legendary lord, but for one unit to be able to just wreak that much havoc. The Necrotech did his job, keeping people safe, but you look at this Blood Rack Shrine, 35 kills is not enough to pay for it. 45 kills may not seem like a lot of kills for the Chosen of the Gods, but it ended up taking out this Blood Rack Shrine and this Sorceress, and then it helped, keep these other units off the battlefield. So, decent enough job for the Skeleton Spears. They did their job. They held, and the Tomb Guard, 22 and 15 respectively. I just needed them to hold while my ranged units got the work done. The Tomb Prince, I probably should have given him a little more support with some spells, but other than that, I think this battle was a decent showing. So if you liked this format of video, please leave a comment and leave a like. And the video later today, the one that will be coming out at 6:30, will be in the standard style, watching me pick the army and then go through the battle. But if you would rather see a retrospective look where I can slowly break things down, tell me, But if you really like seeing me pick the army and go through the active battle, also leave a comment. If you guys like both, maybe I will daily switch it up and go, maybe the morning battle is a retrospective look and the afternoon battle is an active battle. But if you like the content I put out here on the channel, likes and comments are always appreciated. And the more subscribers we get, the better the content becomes. Thank you all. And as always, I have been Father of the Ever-Chosen.